Help me if you will. Wheel.
Like your bow. Let your I'm sanitizing the nasal spray because Luna used it. And she didn't sanitize it.
And she came into our room at 4 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
And then she stood there. And I woke up and I was like...
Oh, that's right.
I was like, oh, okay.
I remember you waking me up.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, I don't understand why she just stood there. Was she waiting for you to notice or what?
And oop. Are we going to do a live nasal spray?
Sure.
Hey, Google. Turn off. We're married. Does that mean we don't sanitize the nasal spray?
Yes.
In between.
When we first got together, our torrid love affair began. You were an avid user of Afrin. And I would always be like, it's artificial. Like, if you have a plugged up nose, you should have a plugged up nose.
Oh, no way.
I'm very homeopathic and holistic.
Sure you are.
But I always thought you used Afrin too much. Your Afrin use has gone down.
Oh, yeah.
In a few years. Drastically. Because of me, or?
That's a good question. But I am such an advocate for Afrin or any nasal spray.
Yeah. Whenever you or I have a stuffy nose, I'm like, get the nose hair trimmer.
I think nose hair does contribute.
Yes.
To a certain percentage of nasal blockage.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking last night because I made you use the nasal spray.
You did.
I used the nasal spray.
Yeah.
We've all been using it this week.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, this is the greatest invention of all mankind.
It's pretty fantastic.
And I wonder, I don't even know what's in it. What causes this magic to clear us up?
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Who knows?
But it's magical.
It's
truly.
Probably GMO or Monsanto. But I used it last night and I was like, wow, this is a freaking miracle worker.
I think your exact words were, wow, that's smooth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were like, and you said, lay in bed, because I was in bed. And you said, lay back and it'll let it do its thing. So you wanted to drift back to the...
Right. Lay on your back and it kind of goes down into your nasal passages.
The deep layers of your nostrils, much like cocaine. And and I was like, wow, this is freaking the bomb. And,
yes.
Well, people, we drink Diet Coke and people say, oh, aspartame and sucralose and fake sugar and chemicals. Well, this is science, and science has gotten us a pleasurable drink for 0 calories. Why not imbibe and indulge? So what we have the Up and Up brand from Target, which is their generic brand.
Yeah, you go generic.
Oh yeah.
Whenever possible.
Yeah.
I'm a stickler for certain name brand things, but whenever it comes to medicines or this type of stuff, generic is totally fine.
Yeah.
Are we going to use it right now?
Sure.
I need it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sniffling into the microphone.
Yeah. We both feel okay, but we both are congested.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here it goes. Ready?
Get ready for the drip. Just like cocaine. Wow.
This isn't the set of an 80s film.
That's fancy.
My...
Bright Lights, Big City. Your
maneuvers.
Yes.
My strategy.
Yeah.
I got it down pat.
Oh, you do 2 in each nostril?
I go back and forth. I do 2.
Yeah.
I do 3 if it's really bad, but you don't need to do 3 if you only can do 2. It's fine.
I did 1 last night in each nostril.
You did 2.
I did?
You did.
Okay. I did 2 in each nostril, and I thought, so, in the morning when I was getting ready, is my snot or my boogies, are they, medical? Or are they,
Are they what?
Do they have all this chemical and medication going on in my boogies?
They've just disappeared, magically. They're no longer in your body.
But I still have snot. Like there was still stuff going on this morning. And I was like, oh, well, does this have nasal spray in it? Can I eat my boogers this morning, honey, is what I'm asking.
Our bodies are like 5% plastic anyway.
Ah.
Like scientists are discovering plastic and everything. Like even like newborn babies have plastic in their bodies. Antarctica ice has plastic. Like it's everywhere. So we're screwed. So just snort some chemicals and enjoy it. Okay?
And enjoy it. Well, we're 2/3 water, 5% plastic. Okay, so I'm doing 2.
Oh, that's the good stuff, huh? Do 3 if you're feeling crazy.
The drip. This reminds me of Club Envy in San Francisco with Claudio.
Hold your head back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're at the club and your friends and you're trying to tell each other how to do the best method.
We're meeting in the bathroom. Don't go for him, girl. He'll treat you wrong. Oh, okay. Oh.
Do you have to like moan like that?
Sure.
Oh.
That was for Luna. Who hates it when we make any noise whatsoever. I think I need to to get the full effect, I need to lay down.
Yeah.
That's not gonna
Do you want to lay on the floor here for a minute? You've got a powerful sniff.
In the ladies' room.
You've got very manly nostrils.
Well, I lift, honey. I'm very strong.
Wow.
Oh, it's like doing cocaine in some Manhattan nightclub in the 80s.
Okay.
Oh. Praise be science. Thank God for science for providing Diet Coke and
10 out of 10 recommend.
And nasal spray.
Snort you some nasal spray, okay.
It's good. So we ate at Sizzler. The Sizz, as we've come to call it. We saw Avatar, which was terrible.
Yes.
And we wanted something to eat before Avatar, so we went to the Sizz. It's all in the general area, Citrus Heights / Carmichael area of Sacramento. We went to the Sizz on Madison Avenue, and we were looking forward to this because we wanted their salad bar. First of all, the salad bar, I mean, there's salad, but why don't they call it a buffet?
I think it's majority salad.
It is. But I think the majority consumed is hot food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, is this all there is? It's like mostly salad. And then I realized, well, it's called a salad bar.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah. I think they do it just to keep expectations low and costs low. But we went to the Sizz on Madison Avenue. Honey, what does Sizzler mean to you in your life?
I have fond nostalgia for Sizzler.
Same, girl.
There was one in our neighborhood when I was growing up, and we would go there sometimes as a family.
It was near Rosemont?
Yeah.
Folsom Boulevard?
Uh-huh. There was one on Folsom Boulevard.
What is it now? Do you know?
It's like a Japanese place. It's in the shopping center where the Rayleigh's is on Folsom Boulevard.
The Rayleigh's that you took Luna to about a year ago, and she said, I never want to go back there again.
Yes.
We were in there for about 10 minutes.
Yes, exactly. So we would go to that location, and I remember occasionally, like, my mom and I would have just, like, a girl mom-daughter date.
Yeah.
And that was, like, a special fancy place we would go to.
Yeah.
What I recall most about it was the dessert bar. There was soft serve.
Yeah.
And it came, you had this little plastic bowl.
Right.
And you would fill it up with soft serve, and there was all these toppings. That was, like, the star of the show for me.
It's like Menchie's or Froyo nowadays. So you would get specifically the salad bar, or would you get, like, an entree?
I don't recall anyone ever getting an entree. We always did the buffet, the salad bar.
Right.
I feel like back in the 90s, there was more to it. There was a lot more going on than what we experienced last week.
Yeah.
With it. Or am I an adult now? I don't know. What's the truth?
I'm not sure. I always remember the salad bar being like 80% of the offerings, and then there was hot food to keep costs low and to keep expectations low and prices high. But what the Sizzler, the Sizz, I got the Riz at the Sizz means to me in my life is one time I went when I was a kid, and in their taco bar area, which we encountered when we went to the Sizz, but the ground beef had corn in it. I was like, this is weird. But they put corn in there to make it last longer, to keep costs low, or to make it just go further. And I was like, this is really odd. Putting corn in ground beef, it was not busting. It was disgusting. And then another thing I remember is they used to have all-you-can-eat ribs. And they had an ad, a fun ad in the 80s where the dad and the son dressed up in like rubber parkas and put on rubber gloves, because the idea was that they were going to go eat ribs, all-you-can-eat ribs. So they had to prepare for all the sauce splashing and splooshing everywhere.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And I showed you the ad. You're too young to know the ad.
Right.
But I showed you the ad on the YouTube. And so the all-you-can-eat ribs was a big promotion back in the day. And we went one time when they were offering the promotion, and my stepdad, Grandpa Curtis, got the all-you-can-eat ribs. But it turns out, so they start you out with 2 ribs and salad, mashed potatoes, whatever, a couple sides. But in order to get the all-you-can-eat ribs, you had to get a waiter, and then the waiter could get you 1 rib at a time. So if you wanted, it wasn't like they had 90 ribs in front of you. You could just, like a buffet, and just grab everything you want. You had to grab the waiter's attention. They had to go off into wherever they go off, and then come back with a plate with 1 rib.
Oh.
And so Grandpa Curtis was on his 3rd rib, and we were all done. We were done eating, and Grandpa Curtis was like, "This is how they get you. This is how they make a profit, or this is how they screw you, essentially, by giving you 2 ribs in the beginning. You're like, oh, I got 2 ribs, but then 1 rib at a time." And so it was a complete ripoff, and I'll never forget them ripping Grandpa Curtis off in 1988. And then the third thing I remember is the specifically the Sizzler in Daly City had breakfast, and it wasn't like a super duper fancy breakfast. It was like when your hotel has sausage and bacon and scrambled eggs.
Bussin'.
Right. And all you could eat. And I remember going there with Chris Douthit, and I would eat 6 times as much as him, and he'd be like, wow. But the breakfast not offered at this particular Sizzler. I'm not sure where it is offered anymore, but yeah, when they had the hot food, a bunch of Jimmy Dean sausage and poorly cooked bacon and scrambled eggs, it was good.
Sounds amazing.
We went to, so this is Christmas Eve. when this all happened. And we went to the Sizz at 11 a.m. right when they opened.
Yeah.
The alternative was, because Avatar is super long, the alternative was the Sizz at 4:30 in the afternoon.
Right. But they closed at 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve.
Right.
And they told us over the phone, I called to check, they were going to close even earlier if business was slow.
Right.
So that's a big chance. Mm-hmm. You don't know what you're going to get like a half hour prior to closing.
Right. And I thought the Sizz at 11 a.m. right at opening, fresh and tender.
Yes.
Versus the 4:30 p.m. Sizz after Avatar. Let's go right when it opens.
Absolutely. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah. It's like 11 a.m. Sizz is your high school sweetheart, and 4:30 p.m. Sizz is Jenna Jameson, if you will. So we got dressed. I put on my big boy pants, a.k.a. I put on some sweatpants because I knew I was going to indulge and eat way too much. We were at my parents' about a month ago, and Grandpa Curtis had this Day of the Dead t-shirt. He was like, hey, do you want this t-shirt? And I'm like, oh, and it's really cool. It's like got the skull with all the colors. I was like, oh, that's a cool t-shirt. But it was 2XL, and I was like, I don't know. That's big for me. That's really big. But post Sizz, I've been wearing the 2XL Day of the Dead t-shirt. Thanks, Grandpa Curtis. So we pull up. It was 10:55-ish, and there were 5 people ahead of us, honey.
Yes, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
We got there before it opened, right before it opened.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, there's already a line. Ah!
It was like...
I was feeling the pressure.
It was the hottest nightclub, the hottest and the saddest nightclub in Carmichael. But we were the youngest. Like, they were old. 60s-ish.
We were
plus.
by far the youngest.
Yeah. We brought the median age down by about 30 years. There were 5 people ahead of us. But you could tell they were regulars. Like, this is their thing. Well, that's fine. That's cool.
I hope to be them one day.
Yeah.
Truly.
Slay Queen. I cannot wait. I want to become one of them right now. But yeah, 5 old people ahead of us. In queue. It was like I used to drag you to Walmart at 5:54 a.m. or whatever. We used to wait in the dark. And they would let us in. They would release us into the Walmart in the dark, with 14 other people waiting outside, like the old Mervyn's commercial. Open, open, open. So the 4 people, they got the salad bar, whatever, ahead of us. And then there was the old guy, like the last guy of this 5. He wasn't with them, but he was an old dude. And he was like complaining. Okay, so the Sizzler cashier is like some, 16-year-old boy doing his thing, earning a paycheck. And this crotchety old man started complaining about the price of the salad bar. Like, he was like, well, when did this go up to $15? And, oh, is this Joe Biden's fault? And he was like going on and on. And we were on the clock. We had Avatar to see.
Yes. We literally had like 40 minutes to get in and out of there.
Yeah, which was a good thing. You don't want to spend 3 hours at the Sizz. But yeah, he was going on and on. He was complaining. And you could see like just the 16-year-old cashier's face. Just, he was cringing. He was dying inside.
Yeah, poor kid. First thing in the morning. Like,
right.
You just opened. You've already got a problem customer complaining.
And he was like, when did this price go up? Are you telling me this is 15 and it used to be 14? And we were on the clock. We had 40-ish minutes. But it was so comical. And at one point you laughed.
I laughed very loudly.
Super loudly. It garnered his attention.
You made me laugh very loudly.
Yeah.
Because you kept looking at your wrist, like miming that there was a watch on your wrist.
Right.
There was no watch on your wrist.
Right.
You just kept looking at like the clock that wasn't there.
It was like a reaction, like a Pavlov's dog or something. I kept looking at my wrist. I didn't have a watch on. I was like, well, I was doing it for the comedy or for the cashier, but that guy's an asshole, and he knows he's an asshole. So you laughed really loud, and then he looked at you. He
turned around and stared at me, and I could see him out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
But I did not give him the satisfaction of acknowledging him.
Yeah.
I just continued to like look into the air, the sky, the ceiling. Yeah. But I could feel his eyes on me, and finally he looked away, and he went back to like digging through his pockets, trying to find some change.
I looked at him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Good.
And I was like, "What are you gonna do, bro? You want to tussle? You want to tussle at the Sizz on Christmas Eve at 11 a.m.? Okay. So I would say the service was good. Like when we got to the kid, it's simple, easy process. 2 salad bars. He checked us out. I jokingly told him, "Hey, man, I'm going to complain about the price." And he was like, please don't.
Please don't.
But then he smiled.
He was a cute kid.
Nice kid. So we paid. It was $15 or so, a little bit more than $50, and we go right to the hot food. And right away there was like a guy already there. Like he parked himself. So there's tables everywhere. It's a large space. But this guy by himself was right next to the hot food, about 4 feet away from the chicken wings. I was like, all right, this guy knows what's cracking. And so we took the table right next to him.
Yes.
Because we were all about the hot food. The clientele, honey. We mentioned the old people. It didn't get any better. Lots of FUBU jerseys, oversized clothing, large people. At one point, someone who was currently temporarily, through no fault of his own, experiencing homelessness, and I thought, well, that's like, maybe that's a thing. Like if you scrounge up $15 and you're unhoused, you can go to the Sizz.
Oh yeah.
Maybe sit there for 6 hours.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then just plate after plate after plate.
Use their bathroom.
Awesome.
But yeah, the clientele wasn't exactly Vanity Fair, Oscars after party. It was low rent. Actually, it was better than I thought it would be, but it was not the cream of the crop.
I was still surprised that we were so much younger than everyone else.
Yeah.
I expected somebody else closer to our age. But nope, no luck.
The 16-year-old honey and
the employee,
30 or 40-year-old waitresses. Although one girl was like 20ish, waitress wise. The sneeze guards. So they got the barriers, the glass things, so you don't like breathe on and sneeze on these items. But like it was like it's too much, because you gotta like bend over, bend down, and reach. At one point, like I grabbed some pasta and I'm trying to crane it over to my plate, and I accidentally dropped some into the meatballs.
Oh no.
And I'm like, okay, pasta and meatballs, that's fine, but it wasn't meant to be. It's very difficult.
You have to like squat and engage your quads.
Yeah.
And you have to use your triceps to like reach.
Yeah.
It's a workout.
It's too much.
It's a lot of coordination.
This is the workout that this is the only workout that a lot of these people have seen. And I skipped leg day, honey. What are quads again? So like we're diving in, and some guy talked to me. It was very odd. Like we're both getting food, and he goes, "Hey, you wish you could take it all back to your table, don't you?" And I'm like, "What?" And then he goes, "So how you doing?" I'm like, I'm fantastic. I'm at the Sizz
on Christmas
Eve at 11 a.m. I'm doing just jolly. Thank you, sir. Okay, so there were no labels, which you mentioned. Like the meatballs were obvious, but you wanted that clarification. Like these are meatballs. This is pasta.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I thought it was very evident what was going on.
Well, there was a sauce near the pasta, and you and I weren't sure. Is this Alfredo?
Yeah.
Is it gravy?
Yeah, I'm still not sure. So
I ate it, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. So there was pasta, and then there was red sauce, but then there was a brownish khaki sauce, and it was you claimed it was Alfredo, and I said that looks like gravy, and then.
I don't know. I could not bet money on it one way or another, but I ate it and it was really good.
Yeah. It would make sense. Logically, it would make sense that it's Alfredo. Like, why would they put gravy? There's no breakfast going on. But we ate it and it was still like...
I'm not sure what it was.
I have no idea.
I know.
I have no idea what...
And there were these little, like, fried things.
Yeah.
And you said there were mini corn dogs.
Yes.
But I had to get one to be sure because I was like, well, maybe there's cheese in it.
No.
Maybe it's like a little mini mozzarella
jalapeno
stick.
popper or something, yeah.
Yeah.
There were corn dogs.
They were corn dogs.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I got one. I bit into it and it was a corn dog.
Yeah, I got a few. And I was like, okay, I can buy a giant bag of these at Walmart for $7. Like, whatever. The ground beef had this black layer atop of it, like asphalt. It was very odd.
Very crispy.
Sure. It was disconcerting to look at. I mean, I ate it. It was
I ate it
fine.
too.
It was fine, but like, what's with all this asphalt on your ground beef? The pasta. So it was like spaghetti. It was thin pasta. But it was like drenched in some liquid, which there was some oil going on in there.
Yeah, I thought it was water. You said it was butter.
Yeah.
Inconclusive. Once again, we both ate it.
Yeah.
Who can tell? Who can say?
I think it was 80% water, 20% butter, maybe 90-10. But I think it's because they don't want that stuff sticking together.
Sure.
The pasta. Mm-hmm. So they figure it's going to sit out.
So they put it in a pool of liquid?
Yes. Well, liquid was the constant. Was the consistent factor. The pasta was drenched in liquid. The meatballs were submerged in liquid. The ground beef had a bunch of liquid, and it's to keep it moist because they think, well, maybe no one will eat this, and it's got to sit out for 5 hours so it doesn't dry out. But the pasta was submerged in this Alaskan pipeline oil crash. BP, the BP oil spill. Ever hear of it? With water and a tiny bit of butter or oil. The meatballs were submerged in some sort of liquid, which was, I'm guessing, 90% water. And when someone brings meatballs in a slow cooker and there's sauce or glaze, that's good.
Yeah.
But this was the exact opposite.
It was just a clear liquid.
Yeah.
This wasn't sauce.
Yeah.
No.
And the ground beef, the asphalt beef, a lot of liquid in there. Just lots of juice. Just trying to keep things moist and wet. Yes.
And oop. At what age did you realize that you look so cute in a beanie?
28. So, yeah, there was lots of moisture, water, just to keep things appetizing or fresh, quote unquote. The salad bar, which includes hot food, I would say like the offerings, the salad bar is like 3/4, 75% of food.
Definitely.
But what do you think about the consumption of all of us losers there on Christmas Eve in our FUBU jerseys? What percent of eating is from the salad bar? Well, you know what? I'll answer my own question. 75% salad, 25% hot food, but the actual eating is 75% hot food, 25% salad.
Oh, okay, interesting. May I represent the old lady demographic?
Yes.
Me and the old ladies who were there, because I was witnessing them.
Yeah, squirrel.
And I can tell you based on my own plates that I had 4 dishes at the end of the meal.
Yeah.
2 of those dishes came from the salad bar.
Yeah.
1 was from the hot bar and 1 was dessert.
Yeah.
So that's 50% of salad bar. That's for me. I'm an old lady.
But I'm just like how we brought the median age down by 30 years. I went all hot bar. I was like, get out of here with this salad nuts. Although the Caesar salad looked bussin', but I was like, I'm not here for greens and for quote unquote healthy food. So I went straight to the hot bar. I think it's majority people are here for the hot bar, which
definitely.
Let's talk about what you got, honey. So you got some pasta salad. And then you got also regular salad.
My first plate was from the hot bar.
Yeah.
So I got the liquid wet noodles that we talked about.
Yes.
I put on top of it the white gravy / Alfredo.
Yes.
The other half of my plate was What was it?
You got nachos.
Oh, I got nachos.
Mini corn dog.
Yeah, they had tortilla chips, and then I put on top of it the ground beef with the crusty top.
Asphalt.
I put jalapenos, cheese sauce. I think there was salsa I put on top of it. Yeah. And one little mini corn dog.
Thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections on...
Bussin'.
What?
Well, I really liked this first plate. My hot food experience was good.
Everything was good?
No, I didn't like the corn dog. Yeah. I wished it had cheese in it. But I liked the pasta.
Yeah?
I liked the sauce. I liked my nachos. I was super happy.
I mentioned we went to my parents' about a month ago, and we ate at an Italian restaurant called Piacere del Mio. Hold on.
And oop.
We ate at a restaurant called Piacere Mio del Sur with a girl I went to high school with, my friend Jennifer Kwok. And that pasta was outstanding. And it was $17-18, but it was like a million times better than the pasta at the Sizz.
Yeah, that was one of the fanciest and most delicious Italian meals I've ever had. Yeah. For sure. However, and I'm like, are you recording?
Yeah.
So I appreciate and I enjoy a fancy, really high quality dish.
Yeah.
But I've always had a palate for just like literally anything. Like I love hospital food. I love cafeteria food at schools. Yeah. Like I have a very unrefined palate.
Yeah.
And
very
I find
broad.
I find the good in everything.
Yeah.
So like,
you're an optimist. I'm a pessimist.
I really, really enjoyed this meal.
Yeah.
I devoured it.
Yeah.
I wish I'd got seconds of the hot food, but instead I moved straight onto the salad after my first plate. But I liked the pasta, the white sauce, whatever it may be. I enjoyed it.
You did like the Jell-O. You remarked.
Oh,
this is good Jell-O.
Heck yeah! I got like 6. Jell-O. My third plate was like 6 cubes of Jell-O. Yeah. Delicious. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. My take is that so start with the good. I thought the wings were hecka bussin', dude. Like it was good quality chicken, and then the batter or whatever coating was crunchy, had a little spice, very savory, and it was just a good wing. And I was like, I'm gonna eat $15 in wings here if we didn't have to go to see Avatar. Cheese bread, which is a Sizzler classic, was good, just as I remember. I wish it was just a thinner slice of toast, because the only good part about the cheese bread is the top with the cheese. But it was just as I remember. It was good. And then the soft serve dessert bar was bussin'. You get a little soft serve. I got some Oreo crumbles, caramel sauce with the pound cake. It was so good. I got 2 helpings of that. So that was the good. But the bad.
And oop. I have bad to add.
Go ahead with your bad.
A couple of negatives for me was I wish there's more variety.
Yeah.
Because I went to the hot bar for my first plate, and then I didn't want to go back for my second plate. Yeah. So I just wandered toward the salad bar.
Yeah.
Got lots of salad for my second plate, and then the third bar, or my third plate, I really, I wanted to keep eating because it's all you can eat, and you already paid for it.
Yeah.
But I didn't, my third plate, I didn't want to go to the hot bar. I rounded the salad bar a couple times, and I was like, well, I guess I'll get some Jell-O, some potato and pasta salad. It looked terrible, but I got it anyway. Yeah. So I wish it was a little bit more variety. Yeah. A bigger selection to choose from.
Yeah. Right. And so I'm looking at pictures here, but there was pasta with meatballs and then gravy and red sauce. There was a taco bar also. And then as you deemed it, honey, there's a bunch of brown food. The fried stuff was chicken wings, which I thought were outstanding. There were potatoes, like the home fries, potatoes you get for breakfast, but there was nothing going on them, and I swear, like they had been cooked 8 hours before, or maybe they were reconstituted from the previous night.
Right.
But they were hecka nasty. And then there were the miniature corn dogs, which, okay, you can get 200 of them for $8 from Walmart. And then the taco bar, which, didn't I mention the asphalt? And then like like I said, the ground beef was terrifying. The mini corn dogs, meh. The potatoes were dry, terrible. Like they were just pure carbs. Who would eat this? I guess you could put some super thin nacho cheese, which they had right there on them, or ketchup. But no fun, no bueno. The pasta I would deem horrifying, just super overcooked. And then you throw some fettuccine / gravy on there. It's not good pasta. When we ate, going back to Piazza Mio del Sur, they made it al dente. Like there was it was undercooked, right? Which that means like 5%, 10%.
Which I usually hate.
Yeah.
When I cook pasta at home, it's never al dente.
Yeah.
I always do it a little bit more so that it's soft. But you don't want it mushy either.
Right.
Like there's a fine balance there.
Yeah. I would deem the Sizzler pasta hecka mushy, nothing going on. Just terrible. The meatballs, also terrible in a tub of liquid. We'll never go back.
We'll never.
There's not one near us, but even if there was.
And
the chicken wings were good.
I'm happy we went.
Yeah.
We'll never go again.
Yes.
Another thing about serving yourself in at a food bar is like you're like shoulder to shoulder with these people.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that close to these people who are dining around me.
Yeah.
And then invariably everyone's gonna like bring up small talk, and like I don't want to small talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to chuckle with you over whatever we're eating.
Yeah.
I was just observing the food. I was just looking around, and some guy was like, the plates are right over there. I was like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And he's like, and the soup bowls, they're there too. I was like, okay, thank you. I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me.
Yeah. I know. Well, that guy who talked to me, I was like, well, leave me alone.
I think it was the same guy that talked to you who was trying to talk to me too.
Yeah. Like I'm full of shame here. I'm not proud of myself that I'm at the buffet, the salad bar. Leave me alone. Let me indulge. So a couple questions I have, honey. Why aren't there fries? Because their country potatoes were terrible. Why aren't there French fries? And they do have French fries because they have burgers and they have steak. I don't know who would order a steak at frickin' Sizzler, but whatever. Why don't they have fries? Is it a premium product?
I wonder if they bring those out later in the day. Because we got there at like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
They should. They're cheap, they're easy, they're quick.
Yeah.
They should have those for sure.
People would imbibe. Our waitresses who were dandy, when they observe this gluttony of these people at the Sizz, 11 a.m. Christmas Eve, what's going through their mind? Are they just like, I'm here for 4 hours, I'm here for 8 hours, I just need to get through this? Or are they like, these fucking pigs?
I got the sense that they hated all of us.
Yeah.
Hate their job.
Yes.
Hate their lives.
Yes.
Hate themselves.
Yes.
It was a very like negative environment.
Same girl.
I know. I hated us for being there too.
Yeah. Hated myself. And then Avatar, which was terrible. It was like bad food.
Should we talk a little bit about Avatar right now?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
But one more thing I wanted to mention is that so this was Christmas Eve / Christmas, and on your credit card you had 4 charges. The most recent 4 charges on your credit card on, I forget if it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but it was DoorDash, next one Sizzler, next one DoorDash, Next one, Roblox.
So shameful.
Indulgent.
Oh my gosh. I was like, honey, what are we doing with our lives?
I know. With our one fleeting, precious life, we're spending money, we're eating crap, we're watching crap.